G'day, ladies and gentlemen. How are we all? Hopefully, we all right on a Wednesday slash what is it here? Thursday. Quick hello to everybody that's here. Super old fan, you were the first. You get the cookie. It's still cooking away in the oven outside. I'm not cooking inside today. No way in the world. For anyone that's interested, I do have the air conditioning going on at the moment, and it's 80 degrees in here in my house at the moment. Temperature outside is about 96, 98 and climbing. Going to be a hot one today, so that's why I'm roasting. I'm being grilled. Wigwag Workshop, how are you? Nice to see you in here, Peyton. Ralphan, hello. Tammy and Ray, hello. Hopefully you're nice and rubbed up over there. I did try to send you some heat, but you kept on sending them back. Ray Bertelson, how are you? Mike, how are you in there in the UK? Hopefully you're doing fine. Ohio Steam and Steel, how are you? Dwight Curley, how are you? Les, hello. Hopefully it's cooler up there with you than it is down here. We had a nice wicked storm last night, but a little bit of rain, but it just made enough to bring the humidity up today. And to make it even better, the council is bringing over 54 tonnes of fertiliser to put in the football field across the road. It's going to be nice and smell here today. Now, I'm only going to be gone for an hour because I have got an appointment at about half an hour's time after the stream. So I'm going to go as long as I can. I don't know where the other three stooges are. They're missing in action somewhere or frozen. And hello to all the others that are lurking about in the background. Hopefully you guys are all doing well. It's been a very disappointing week in one way for me. I've been waiting for the Dakota for the new engine. If anyone's seen my stream on Sunday, I do have a new engine. The Dakota was meant to be here on Tuesday. It's Thursday already. Rang up the courier company and they say it's going to be another 6 to 8 days, even though it's been brought down to the depot here in Wollongong on the weekend. Thomas, how are you? Hopefully you're well. I was hoping to get the train going for Christmas, but I doubt it very much now because there's no way I'm going to get a Dakota for it in time. Papa John, how are you? Merry Christmas to you. How are you? I don't know, unless there's a miracle happens between now and tomorrow or even Monday. Randall, how are you? I'm hoping to get the thing going for Christmas. If not, I tell you what, I'm not going to be a very, very happy chappy. And this time we can't blame it on the post because the person I bought it from didn't send it by his post. He sent it by one of the worst courier companies in Australia called Couriers Please. G'day, Ron Moen. How are you? So, knowing their reputation, it ain't going to come here till the next year. They're one of the worst courier companies here in Australia. So anyway, what am I going to start off with? I was hoping the other Japs will be coming up. I did send the link. The thing, you are smoking beef, otherwise Pixie will get mad. Well, it's too hot to be outside smoking meat too at the moment, Ray. Pixie went outside, told it's going to be hot. She went outside for about 10 minutes and came back and started nudging the air conditioning. So, yeah, she's already said it's too hot outside. She's gone over in in a corner. It's nice and cool over there. I've given her a ice bottle, so she's cuddling up to the ice bottle. All right. I think I might start off with one of the videos that I came across a while back, and he's actually this guy's um, he's a modeler. I believe he's from India. Um, and he does. I don't know if anyone's ever seen him. He actually does handmade, scratch built models. I will actually get a link to his page up first. Go and have a look at him. I mean, he does some really incredible work using PVC pipes. Same thing that's been used by plumbers. He's done buses, he's done trucks, he's done cars. He also uses discarded, used cigarette lighters too to create his models. I mean, just amazing creation. Now, the one I'm going to show up now is one of the parts of him making a Indian diesel locomotive. It goes for about 6 minutes. 9 minutes, sorry. So we'll start off with that. We'll start off with that and see his creation. But I mean, you got to wait to. I'll do snippets of it, but I mean, it's incredible what he does, especially with the cab as well. All right, just bear with me for a minute. I think that's the right way to go. That's the one. All right. Listen, the way it's working with this plastic, it's actually giving me some other ideas, which I'll experiment at a later date. Um, but I mean, PVC piping, I don't know with you people over there in the US, but I know at construction sites there's always leftovers of PVC piping during construction. Over here, if you ask nicely, they'll give you the scrap pieces. No, they're not my hands, right? No, it's not me doing this. Um, the way my hands are at the moment, I wouldn't have the patience, but it's just incredible with what he does. Um, I have done something similar long time ago with normal styrene foam. I did do an AC 6000, but without the an American white cab. I actually put a Pilbara cab on it, but I don't know where that motor went to. Squares at the grills at the hatch holes. I'm not too sure what scale it's in. I believe it's pretty close to HO. I guess this is one way of creating a locomotive or a model that you want, but you cannot purchase. And when I look at this, it reminds me of one of the subscribers and that everybody knows here, Nathan DeLay, the way he does stuff out of used used cans. Not everybody can afford 3D printers, but this just actually shows that you can still do things without a 3D printer. G'day, Jerry. How are you? Doing the sand. G'day, Grandpa Rose. How are you? In the headlights. Yeah, it is, Jerry. It is very cool. One of the favourite builds one of his favourite builds of mine is when he's done one of the tourist coaches, and it's incredible what he's done with that coach. I wanted to show the whole lot on this video. I mean, of that video because it goes for a long time. There's many parts to it. So he's pretty much done this one here now. Obviously now he's doing the cab. Shows you how quick you can do it, eh? Yeah, Drew still will like it. I mean, hopefully you can share this with him, Jerry. But the best is yet to come, which is at the end of the video. It takes a while time and patience. But the end result, if you want something that you can't buy, you're going to make it. Let's just screens the way you work through that knife. Pretty easy way of cutting your fingers. So there's this window. It's going to do the door handle. Done. Front headlight. And the front hood. G'day, Train Video Productions. How are you? Hopefully you're well. Does the windows first. Don't know what kind of plastic that is. I mean, his work is so precise. Oh yeah, his cab's looking good, but there's yet more to come. You'll see. It now comes the fun part. You guys are going to have to see. He hasn't showed the whole lot how he does it, but this is worth watching. the detail that is put into this cab. Yes, our high esteem, but you have a look at the detail that he's doing on this. No 3D printer here or plastic injection molding machines here. So we slide straight in. And the detail on that cab is just unbelievable. No, this is actually Grandpa Rose. This is actually made out of PVC piping. No, it wasn't me. No, it wasn't me doing it. This is actually a channel. I did put a link in there. I will put another link up again. Here's a link to this guy's channel. That's come up pretty good. I haven't watched the rest of the series to this, but I will be looking at it, watching it tonight, to see how he finishes. So I'd say this would be a good one. Yeah, it looks great, Grandpa Rose. I will look at the rest of his series to see how it comes out. My favorite part of his video is, let me just go to his link. Is the way he does the coach. Let's see, has that come up? How he's done this coach. How he's done this coach is actually unbelievable. That is what you called. That's what you call craftsmanship. Go and check the rest of his videos out. I have seen that he's actually done model cars out of cigarette lighters too. Hopefully that will get some of the creative juices for you people that like doing modelling and scratch building and whatnot. I know that the build crew from some of the gang from STS are doing their build. So when they're doing a lot of scratch building on that stuff. So this is also scratch building with materials that you have around the house, especially when you're on a budget. G'day, James. How are you? So yeah, it's going to be worth a try. Yeah, he does build some good stuff, Jerry. I'm going to look at some more because I did look at that the one with the bus. I think it was earlier in the year or last year. I actually came across this channel. G'day, Sparky, nice shirt. Yeah, I need to put cancelled on it. You know, only for me. So yeah, it's giving me ideas to do some scratch building again later on down the track, but I need to get the layout sorted out first. When I've finished doing the basic stuff on that, I'll most probably look into going back into doing some scratch building myself. I will be doing a lot of scratch building of buildings, so I actually enjoy that. But the way he melts that plastic and flattens it, what I would like to do, I want to actually experiment with the plastic that we normally use and try to do impressions like the concrete and whatnot on the actual plastic by heating it, softening it up and putting either squeezing it down with sandpaper or something. The guys where I went to get my braces and whatnot for my fingers and my hand showed me a way to to work with plastic to shape the plastic. So I will be experimenting with that somewhere in the near future. Okay. I'm going to start something again. There's going to be some changes happening in my area, particularly with the steelworks nearby. And now, since I've got James up in here, he might be interested in this because he was talking a few times during his stream about layouts like the steel mill and whatnot. Yeah, I will do it eventually. Train video productions. I will do it when I get back from the US, and um, sometime end of February, probably by Easter, I'm going to start doing something in building some scratch building stuff. The other thing I've got to do is try to get a bit more motivated and finishing stuff off. Um, Biggest motivated killer at the moment. Trying to get back in my train room. It's been scorching hot up there. I've been having a hard time trying to keep it cool. The afternoon sun here, it is ripe. I mean, temperatures have been getting close to 100 degrees Fahrenheit outside. And the back room's been getting really, really hot because we get the afternoon sun just baking straight onto it. Anyway, now I'm going to go into what I was about to talk about is the local steelworks. There has been a picture that's been released on Facebook just recently, so it's not my picture. It is actually a photo from someone on Facebook. I can't remember who it was. It's part of the Lost Wollongong site that goes back in the historical photos and that. Now, I'm going to be showing the old part of the steelworks where it originally started from, which is more towards me, and it was compact. Now, James Dundas was talking about how he can fit a steelworks on a small layout. So this might give him an idea. I've got the air conditioning out here, Train Video Production, which is just beside me. And it's more important to keep this room and the other room cool because of the boss of the house, Pixie. I did have a fan in the back room, but at the moment I have not got room to put another portable air conditioner in there. Okay, so I'm going to, now this photo, now this photo was taken about 1938, which was about the start of the steel mill. Let me have a look. Hopefully that's come up all right. Now, this part of the steelworks is a lot of it's still standing, or the big long building, which is down to the bottom, is still standing. Hang on, let me zoom in. Okay. Yeah, I'll get it done. And the other thing is, at the moment, Train Video Productions is I'm keeping funds aside because I'm going to I had planned to come into the US for Amherst, so I'm saving my bickies for that. Actually, now a lot of this here is still standing. To give you an idea where I live, is up the top middle left. This is before it's all populated now. Let me just zoom in. You just see the little beachfront in the distance there. That is where Berkeley is. To the left there, that's a little suburb of Warrawong. That's John. The house that you see here belongs to John Hoskins. He is still. That house is still there. The administration building, you can only just work it out there. That is still standing. Some roads there. Now we have the Gringilla to the right of the picture, but the suburb is actually more further down to the lower right. The water tank that you see there is gone, and that grass patch actually became a storage area. Now, you have the number one blast furnace there. It's gone. She was one of the first buildings to go. But on this side here, there was that one, number two that was next to it, and number three to the left. The powerhouse, which is down there at the front, this white building, that's still standing. The gantry cranes there, they're all gone. The number one merchant mill with the white roof here, that's still standing. Now I'll go over to this side here. You've got the scrap area up in here and towards the left. Now, in this building here with the three chimneys, that was the original open heart. Towards the back where they used to melt the steel, and out towards the front of it, they actually had what we called ingots, where they actually made big slabs of steel. They put it in an oven to keep it soft, and then they traverse it to that first long building, this one in here, onto the conveyors, into this shed here, and to the rolling mills here. Now, in its day when they first started production, it used to do rebar and rails. Now, these buildings here is still standing. Now, this building here is gone, I believe. Yes. Actually, no. This building is still standing. Only a part of it's still standing. That's its rail siding in here, and it goes to the wharf to the left. Now, at the forefront here is the government railway line and the old road. So what the steelworks looks like now with this grass paddock is to the lower part of the camera. That's where the steelworks is standing now. But the original part of the plant is they don't use it anymore. Oh, I've got someone down in the basement here. There he is. Hello, plumber. How are you?
What's up? Give me a second. I'll get my monitor back on here.
Les will probably see more of the changes of the original steelworks than me because he's younger than I am. Yeah, it is great. I mean, you can see the history.
There we go.
On how like my area, my city grown. Two things that brought life to my city is the coal mining, which was first, followed by the steelworks. I lived in Gringilla. Well, let's have a look. Let me just get back to the photo. So, is that chicken coop there in the backyard there? Was that your house there, Les? But when my mum and dad came to Australia first, they actually came to Gringilla as well. But yeah, it's just off the photo. A lot of those roads have been widened up. Um, where that old farmhouse is there, that became the high school, Warrawong High. Um, that's of course all built up. I need to get up in a helicopter and see if I can get up into this spot and take an updated photo off this spot.
What's up? How you doing, brother?
Good, buddy. Yourself? Now,
little chilly, but I'm all right. I'm all right.
Oh man, it's hot. I'm dreading to go outside at the moment because they just dumped a semi-load of fertilizer just up from here, and
Hot, stinky fertilizer, outstanding.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you were up there. So you were up near where my mum and dad first moved to. Okay. Now plot thickens.
Dun dun dun. Get them, Grandpa Rails. Get them.
Yeah, if you're not going to hit the like button, at least put into my vacation fund, okay?
That's right.
Yeah. I love looking at the old photos. I mean, I do have some more photos of the steelworks here. Let me just kill this guy. Now this, okay. Actually, this is a better photo. I
don't know. That was a gorgeous picture you were showing. Some beautiful land there.
Yeah, and it's changed, and it's about to change because all that area there, because they're going the green and cleaning up the steelworks part of it. The whole idea, and this has been an agreement from as long as I can remember, and what people have told me is on the dipper, the street. Okay, you were down there. So you were down below Mum and Dad's place. I had one of my friends just lived not right around the corner from that, saw what was going on top of the hill. That's for another story. Okay, where was I before? This distracted me. Okay. They're going to revamp that area with what goes on here with the way a lot of leasing and everything else goes on. A lot of the industry, like the factories, the coal mines, and that. The lease agreement, even though they own the land, there is still an environmental agreement where everything's got to be put back the way it was before construction.
Okay.
Now, in that side of the steelworks, only number 2 blast furnace still stands. I'm going to try to go and get a photo.
And we're talking, I mean, this thing is done. It's decrepit, not running ever again.
That side of it is never running ever.
Okay.
They've now moved over to the harbour side.
Mm-hmm.
Where that green paddock is, the steelworks is there now, all in there. We once had 5 working blast furnace, now we're down to 1. There is another one that they're revamping, number 6. No,
don't let me derail you. I'm listening.
Yeah, all 3 done. Number 6 blast furnace is being revamped at the moment. And the way number 6 blast furnace is being revamped, it's being revamped so we can take up new, greener technology in producing steel.
Well, and they're probably better off by the port anyway because they can get shipments in and get shipments out easier than, at that other spot, right?
Well, it's more compact now compared to what it used to be. I'm going to share another photo because steel used to have to go from there and they used to rail across the bridge.
Okay.
Which I have been down there into where the paddock is.
Mm-hmm.
It was shipped over to there. It was put into the slab caster where they made the steel slabs, the plate mill. G'day, Chris. How are you? But this old part, and we'll say the old original part, They're talking about revamping it. Oh God, I hope they got plenty of money.
So Les, did you help build 4 and 5? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I worked, not this last shutdown they had in number 5. I actually worked on number 5's blast furnace's previous shutdown, which was about 2008, I think it was, when they had a shutdown last time. 2007, 2008. They shut it down. They relined the whole install of the furnace.
Mm-hmm.
I actually worked on the cooling tower, and while she was down, the company I worked for and the guy that I worked with, we were redoing all the rail ties. Basically, within a steel mill, we got rid of all the wooden ties and all the old steel ties. Now, the wooden ties they actually kept because they used the old wooden ties, some of it creosote. They use that to refire the blast furnace.
Okay.
But they got that going. Then they shut down number 6 blast furnace. Because steel sales and whatnot around the world actually dwindled quite substantially at that period of time.
Mm-hmm.
Now they can redo number 6 blast furnace. Number 6 blast furnace sits on the side of the old open heart mill smelter.
Okay.
Now you got different ways of melting steel. The open heart used to be like a big giant oven with little access holes. They had like a little charge car. They used to fill up with scrap. Road body comes, go in, unroll the steel and just let it roll, just let it melt. And then they put it into a pot or just let it run out into little ingots. Of course, that process of steel, when they went from rebar and rail, that furnace no longer needed. They went away from it and they went to the basic oxygen smelter, which is basically using high injected air, hydrogen and whatnot, blown down into high temperature, just melting down the steel.
Mm-hmm.
So they can use. They don't need so much of the raw steel, which comes out the blast furnace.
Mm-hmm.
They can recycle more of the old steel. They still need X amount of raw steel in it to give it that body. Now, as I believe with number 6 furnace, they are talking about using hydrogen and reducing the amount of coke being used.
Okay.
So it's going to be a thing to watch, but they're doing a rebuild on number 6 to be a greener technology, and they have been working on it for a lot of years. Okay, let me show you guys.
And I mean, the coke just acts as a flux, right?
Yes. Yeah. The coke actually is not just a flux, but it also works as the heating element.
Oh, okay. Okay.
To heat it all up so it all melts down. I worked in the area from 1969 to 1989 at several different areas: Lysarts, CRM, ComSteel, and the Steelworks itself. Okay. Wow. Lysarts, I don't know if you guys been on one of my tours when I went around the Steelworks. Lysarts, they do all the colour bond sheeting, which is zinc, aluminum, aluminium tin, or what you guys call them tin sheets, but it's coated with aluminium and zinc.
Aluminum.
Now, and it's also painted too. It comes all painted off the assembly line.
Powder coat.
Now, Lysarts is also known. He's also famous for the old Owen machine gun, which was used in the Australian Army and the New Zealand Army. It was made in 1936-38, just in time for World War II. And they actually stopped producing the machine gun here at Port Kembla at Lysarts about 1970.
Yeah, train production video, not the soda and not the drug, right?
Not one of them, no,
It's
no.
it's a mineral. It's a mineral for lack of better definition.
But but it's funny because when you're saying soda, soda cake, yeah. Not a soda cake. It does actually produce soda in the coke ovens. When they do it in the coke ovens, you get byproducts. You get your tar, you get your oil. Oh, come on, let's help me here. Superphosphate you get out of coal. Um, and it's super light because all the nutrients, all you can pretty much say all the juices come out of it. Um,
Oozing.
yeah, it oozes. I mean, you have a look when you put it like a steak or pork on the barbecue, or even in the pan, you have all those juices coming out of that piece of meat. Same
Lumpy like coal, but
yeah.
Now you're making me think of Scrooge. Remember
Yeah.
his nickname was Lumpy from his girlfriend.
Yeah. I'm trying to organise a tour next year when Anthony comes here and take him for a run around the steelworks. I have not got a lot of my photos. I'd like to go through and just go through the process of showing what it was like, what it's like to make steel. G'day, Kyle. And it's
Kyle, it's 30, 32 degrees outside. And yes, it feels like somewhere close to Siberia.
Yeah, well, it's probably about 32, 33 degrees Celsius.
Celsius. That's a good, comfortable temperature, really.
Yeah, with the humidity of probably about 80 to 90%.
Well, okay, that makes it a little more.
Yeah. So yeah, I will bring up now. This shot was taken roughly about the time when Les was still down here. Okay, now looking at this photo, I'm guessing because the wheat silos have not been put in place, so this is roughly about the era when I started to work inside the steelworks, and Les was too. I'd say this would have been the late 80s, about 80. I say it would have been about 87, Les, because that's when they first started doing the. As we can see, the white patch. You can see the white patch here is construction. They're actually starting to construct the grain terminal. Now, just above it, you got what we used to call which used to be the coal dump, where coal used to be dumped and as a storage facility. That's the coal loader there. The old one is where you see the black bit there. That is now gone. That's where the new hydrogen plant was going. If you guys would have seen, I think it was my last week's Fun Day Friday. That was actually a shot of what it looks like.
Sweet.
Now to this part of it is this is actually they're constructing the no, she was still under construction, so this would have been early. This would have been about 83, I say, with the coal loader, because that's the new coal terminal, which is now the existing coal loading process. I know this section here where we got the grain terminal all this has been revamped. This is where we get all our roll-on, roll-off car transport now, like trains, cars, earth-moving machinery. That's the city of Wollongong. Now we got. Actually, I'll go back to start. Now this is what the you know. Remember that photo that I showed originally? This is what it looked like with the 3 blast furnaces, the extended soaking pit area, and the extra sheds in the number 1 works area. In the grass area, that was where the water tanks are. You can see there was a storage area for your iron ore and your limestone. Of course, where the old furnace and the scrapyard is, it's gone. There's your office building there. That's the office building. John Hopkins' house is just down to the bottom here. You won't see me focus in properly. But you see that's where the John Hopkins' house is. To the left, you got the township of Gringilla. Oh, no, that's not what we wanted. No, that's not what I wanted. Where are you going? Back here. Sorry, guys. Now, this building, you got the coal stockpile here. This area that I'm going to now used to be farm paddock. That you see in this picture here, that used to be all farms and swamps. The main railway line, the government line, goes. You just see that big road in the middle of the picture there. The railway line goes next to it, now towards the left. You got the limestone processing area where they've got the limestone kiln, where you get your burnt lime and whatnot, which limestone is actually used. You're talking about flux. Limestone is your flux, right?
Gotcha.
Now, a lot of this here is it's not here. Okay. You can only just see it. The building in the middle there. I think it's that one. The one towards the foreground here. That's the old open. Yeah, the one in the foreground. That's the old open heart. And this is the BOS, the basic oxygen smelter with the slab caster. So now it's all compact. So the only rail work that actually happens now is you got, that's number 5 blast furnace, just in the picture, and number 4 to the right. Number 4 does not work anymore. And in this patch here is where number 6 blast furnace sits. But now the rail operation is number 5 blast furnace is coke and all its raw products is fed by conveyor belt. It's no longer uses rail. That's the coke works there. So there's a conveyor system in the back there that actually runs and feeds number 5 blast furnace. And it goes, again, it's hard to focus. The train will actually pick up the ladles from there and go to the far side of the picture here into the basic oxygen plant. It tips over, it unloads a carriage into a big pot, brings it up in the middle where they melt down the steel. Then the pot gets lifted up onto you can say like a conveyor belt, where they do the slab. They continue slab caster. So it's basically still being poured into a mold. It's a continuous extrusion process. And then it comes out to the bottom of the picture, goes to the left, and then we got storage areas here where they put the slab. And all this here is the plate mill, is where they roll all your different types of plate. Do the tin plate. Tin plate's actually closed now. They don't produce tin here anymore. But you got all the different types of steel, plate steel, for submarines, ships, truck bodies. And they also got steel, that fine steel that you can do refrigerators out of, as such. And to the bottom of the left-hand corner, that building there, that's Lysarts. That's where they do the colour bond. And to the far left-hand side, that's your basically with all your rubbish and scrap and waste that you get from the steelworks goes into there. That's all been cleaned up. And it doesn't look nothing like that now. This yard here, in where you see the grey bit there, it's hard to focus it. That's your actual government rail yard, the marshalling area. So that overpass is there. That means this photo was done, I say, early 80s. I can't see the chat at the moment. I'll just okay. Less probably about back in the 70s, 29,000 people worked there. Now, to be lucky, about 1,000.
Yeah, that's bad.
Actually, come to think of it, Les, there's only probably about 1,000 that's on their payroll. There's roughly about 4,000 to 5,000 people working within inside the steelworks at the one time, because you got the guys that cutting the slag, you got the guys that cutting the scrap, then you got all your fitters and everything else. A lot of that now has been outsourced. A lot of that now is being given to contractors, to save costs. So they think it's saving costs, but with what a lot of it has happened, it's I think it actually costs them more than what it did last time.
Yeah, I was going to say outsourcing doesn't make any sense to me. It's never cheaper. They get you with those introductory prices, and then it always goes up. You can't tell me it's cheaper to pay 2 or 3 CEOs, have 2 or 3 rents in the supply mix. You know what I'm saying? 2 or 3 different healthcare systems. I mean, it's impractical.
Yeah. I can't see the logic on one side of it when they're doing relines and big rebuilds or whatnot. Fair enough, you outsource that.
Yeah, they just don't want to do it.
But when you have the general running and every day, they don't want the liability. That's the biggest problem. Yeah, it is contractor school. I work in there as a contractor. The employer that I started work for, Les worked for as well. He was a contractor in there. He was one of the early contractors that done the demolitions in there. He done he proven that it was actually more efficient to use road than rail in there. Basically, so he done all the shit jobs that nobody wanted to do, but he made a nice little fortune out of it. He made a nice little nest egg for him and his family.
Mm-hmm,
So even though it's a shit job, he did well. Now he's managed to get before he passed away, he managed to get a contract to transport the slag from the number 5 blast furnace and the BOS to what we call the 21 dump, which is the slag area, the slag dumping area. Contractors don't know ins and outs of the machinery when running. But the funny thing is, Les, the contractors that are being used in there, a lot of them were the ex-employees of the steelworks that used to run it. They do know some of the runnings and what goes on in there. It's the newbies that are coming up that need to listen to some. I know I'm not that old, but need to listen to some of us that worked in that mill when it was big, when it was thriving. We know where most of the locations of things that are there, they're underground. One big thing that we had when we were doing excavation for the new cables in the regional works area, when I started hitting things, I actually picked up pretty quickly. Those big old gantry cranes, what they'd done was they just cut the top off it and buried everything else underneath.
Oh, wow.
Right, thinking that it's all been cleaned out.
All right.
It hasn't been cleaned out. And there's a series of tunnels that goes from the old works into the new works. And I kept on hitting steel structures and whatnot. I'm like, "G'day, FL Road Dog, how are ya?" And I'm
George.
away and I'm thinking, hang on a minute. The old number one merchant mill, all the footings and the foundations and the crane gantry and everything, because it was solid hard concrete.
Mm-hmm.
I was struggling to break it with a 30 ton and go, this is not right. And then I said, no, it is actually, everything's buried. It was buried underneath probably about 10, 20 feet of slag. Telling us how, yeah, well, that's the thing. A lot of uni students had no idea. When we were doing the road milling up near Gringilla, we were milling the road. I'm like, hey, they hit concrete and it's like, it's not on the plan. They go, well, you got tunnels here. You want to make sure there's no plates over the top of the road. And they hit a plate that's about this thick. And I don't know if you guys seen those big machines that mill the roads, do the profile on the road. It ripped all the teeth off the drum.
Wow.
But it didn't just rip the teeth, the lugs that they actually, where you put the teeth into, ripped all that out.
Yeah, I got you. And that's true, Les. Kids today don't know how to use their hands.
No.
They never had to.
It goes back to that video that was showing with handcrafting.
It's sad, though, but it's true. It's so true. Here you go. Boom. Exactly.
Yeah. We haven't been too bad. We're still got the steelworks going. The hydrogen plant's going to be the next big thing. We're lucky we kept some of the industry here. We got the construction on the new hydrogen plant. We got the new container wharf being built. Okay, some of the coal mines are closing down. A lot of coal mines are closed down. We've only down to 1, 2, 3, 4 mine shafts that come to the surface. Mind you, a lot of them interlinked underneath.
Mm-hmm.
Compared to how many do we have here, Les? I think we had about 20 of them. Like you sit down in Wollongong and halfway around the mountain, you'll just see on the escarpment, you just see lights for the inlet to all the mines. You only see 2 now. The rest of them are all gone.
Yeah, it's heartbreaking in a lot of ways.
It is.
A lot of good towns in the States, like Ohio Seam and Steel was saying.
The other advantage that I suppose we do have here in Wollongong, we're close to Sydney. So a lot of people still manage to get a job in Sydney. Okay, they got to commute. They got to commute probably about an hour and a half every day to go to work. So it's not all that bad.
Hour and a half is like standard in the DC area. There's literally millions of people that come up from Fredericksburg, Stafford,
Yeah. Depending where you work. If you work in the city way and long went to construction, you get on the train, you hop on the train at 6 o'clock in the morning.
Oh no, they're taking their vehicles, Arty. The roads are insane.
Look, to go and park in Sydney, like you guys seen shots of Sydney, it's a nightmare. You're better off just going up by train. And I tell you what, it is good.
Mm-hmm.
And with the express, you're up there an hour 15, an hour 20. When the new ones, if they ever get them going, the new ones, you'll be up there in an hour. You go to sleep for an hour on the way up, and when you come on your way home, you're buggered.
Yeah, that's the best way though, man. Get some Z's till you get there.
But if you're working on the western side of Sydney, Steelworks has our mill here has got another mill out towards the west. They call them a mini mill at a place called. I'm not being smart ass here with this. It's called Rooty Hill. ROOTY Hill. Don't know why they called it Rooty Hill, but there's a mini mill there. Everything's undercover. Your furnace is undercover. Everything's undercover. You would not know there is a steel mill except for the steel trucks carting the steel out. I never sleep on any plane. I actually do. I wake up when we start going for those roller coaster rides, but now with the new planes, I don't like them because they control your windows. Like on the Dreamliners. You know how you used to have the shutters, you can open and close the windows? No, it's all electronically now. Now they can shut the shutter down. You can't have a look at the lightning and the storm clouds.
That's horrible. Flying on a plane, that's one of my favorite things to do. Look out the window. In a storm, that's a bonus.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. When I used to fly up to Hong Kong and Japan and whatnot, and we used to have typhoons, I used to love them. I mean, I just do sound like a sadist and crazy, but I love the lightning shows. And
yeah, me too.
More so in the tornadoes, you actually see, what do you call it? Lightning going out from the top.
Yeah. Well, you know, there was one snowflake on one plane one time that said, I could see the storm and I didn't like it. And now we all got to pay.
Hey, but you got to, I mean, look at how much money you're paying theme parks. At least in the plane, you might as well enjoy the most of it, you know? Yeah. And what's that story?
I still say there shouldn't be flotation devices under your seat. There should be parachutes, but you know, what do I know?
Oh,
I'd rather take a chance getting ripped apart in some turbulence than just blatantly go down.
But really, when you look at it, the plane's ready to go down.
Nah, I'll take my chance. I'll take my chance. Curl up into a ball, jump out the back of that plane. No worries.
Well, look at it this way.
At least I know I'm trying.
Well, let's put it this way. When you do hit the ground, you're not going to, I can guarantee you're not going to feel anything.
I mean, that's both ways, though.
Yeah.
You get ripped apart when you jump out, you ain't going to feel anything.
No. Well, you probably die of hypoxia when you do, depending how high you are. But
yeah, true that.
But in, say, here in a jet liner, he goes to the plummets of the ground. I mean, you're not going to feel nothing. Be like that. But in a ship, if you get hit by a wave or whatnot, it's slow and painful. You're drowning, you're gasping for air. But at least in the plane crash, it's like, bang, gone.
Yeah. I used to be really good at swimming. Like I could hold my breath almost twice across an Olympic swimming pool.
I can't do that anymore.
Back and forth twice, not just one and back. I used to be able to go back and forth and back, almost back, but never could make it. No ships for me because I get seasick before the ship ever leaves port. We tried to go on a Disney cruise and, well, they didn't have protocol for someone to get off minutes after they loaded. I put a wrench in their workings. I'm going to tell you what.
But hang on, Sparky. Ships need trains. They need trains to load them and unload them.
Well, they need both. The trains need the ships to take the cargo.
That's right. I mean, yeah, have a look at our iron ore trains and the coal ships that we had here. I mean, we used to have.
That's rough, Les.
Yeah, we used to have during this time of the day. I say we used to have up to 2 to 3 trains an hour, coal trains, and that was all export coal to go on the ship.
So Les, I thought I'd be all right. I go boating on the lake all the time, out on the Potomac, no problem. And I wanted to go out so bad. I wanted to go out to sea. My body said, no, you're not that guy.
No, bugger that. No way. I've been down to Tasmania, and we got that bit between the mainland and the island Tasmania. And I tell you what, they have some wicked storms out there.
Ooh.
And we hit one of those dead spots where the ship just went bang.
Mm.
I mean, it knocked me on me off my bar stool. But I mean, it knocked the budgerigar. They had a budgerigar as a mascot. Knocked it off his perch. Knocked it out cold. No, thank you. Yeah.
That was a great movie, Thomas.
Oh yeah.
Great movie.
Oh yeah. Actually, they had some good old trains in that movie too, didn't they?
Yeah. And 3 awesome actors.
Oh yeah. Anyway, guys, sorry, I'm going to have to cut it short. I know we've been enjoying the talking.
Cut it out.
Unless you want to keep the show going, Plumber, you're more than welcome to.
Dude, I'm going to be an ice cube in about 10 minutes.
I'll put the heater on.
The plumber will have to see the tree later. His eyes are frozen.
I got to the boat that was on the lake near Arty and walked back to the shore. Yeah.
Sparky.
Yeah, we only use the boat here so we don't get our feet wet, but I mean, it's that shallow, just that good. Anyway, okay, guys, sorry to keep it short this time. I do have an appointment within about
Sweet.
Close to 20 minutes. Lucky, so I've only got a 4-minute drive to get to it. Cab ride video. I did it. Okay, I'll have to go and have a look at Sparky's cab ride video. Don't have a look at him. Now,
making me hungry, Les.
Derail
Daryl next week.
Shut up. Derail down next week?
Isn't that
No, it's the week after.
Is it a week after?
Yeah, because he wants us to do the one after Christmas.
Hold on. Oh yeah, it's only what, the 17th then?
Yeah. So we got
13th.
We got our mate Thomas next week.
Yep.
I'll be hopefully here on
Sir Grassy
on the weekend. I don't know if I'll do a Fun Day Friday. I've still got a lot of things to do the next 48 hours because things are shutting down here for the Christmas break.
Mm-hmm.
So I've got a lot of things I've got to get done this week. Plumber, thank you for coming along.
I didn't do much but nod my head, but you're very welcome.
We need to catch up.
Absolutely.
No, I'm on the 27th. I don't know. So that means Derail Daryl's on next week. All right. Okay.
Daryl said he was on the week. I don't know. We'll figure that out. No one else needs to worry about it.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. There will be a show every Wednesday.
Yeah, one of us mugs will be there.
Be there.
All right, guys. Thank you for coming. Hope you enjoyed the show.
Thursday. Cab crew only.
Yeah. And I can't believe it. I actually talked about trains instead of other crap. But anyway, everybody, if I don't see you this week or next week, happy holidays, Merry Christmas, and all that jazz. Have fun, stay safe, and I'll see you guys all soon.
Yep. Merry Christmas, Hanukkah, Wanzika, right?
And a kiss to my ass. Okay, bye-bye.
Peace.